Morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on the little bargain Fiat 500. Today I am going to be cracking on and start drilling off this rear quarter panel. We're going to start in the back here, probably because it's just the easiest place to get to at the moment, but we've got quite a few spot welds all the way up, so we're going to be getting them removed and then going round under through here, getting those out, and then we'll pull that bumper back off out the way, remove the side skirt, the door rubber, start going around, hopefully be able to cut that window out today as well. I do have a little bit of wire here that the windscreen fitter did leave me, so we'll have to make up a couple of handles for that and hopefully get that cut out as well. So not too much talking this morning, we'll just crack on with the job. Chris is over in the background getting on with the Morris commercial for the Sunday video, and we've got the other camera set up recording him over there. So that's all disconnected now, it's all quite loose. We've got it all disconnected down here. This is going to want a little dolly up. I'll get Chris to do that and we'll do it on camera. It is all quite loose now, so I'm going to start thinking about giving it a cut through here. I've got to clean up all this window glue and then drill out all of those spot welds, only obviously to about this high because we're joining it here, and then the same probably I'll do it about here somewhere, and then we've got all of those down the door panel. But I've whipped the side skirt off as well there in the time lapse. It is time consuming but very rewarding and satisfying, drilling out those spot welds, and when you hear it go ping and it literally comes unclipped from them all, it's well worth doing. Really enjoy doing it actually. You wouldn't want to do it every day, drilling them spot welds out, it can get tedious. You would have seen there in the time lapse, I did struggle quite a bit with this window due to how thick the glue was right here. And we've got some wire, some window wire that the window fitter left us last time when he come and fitted the back window. But we do not have any handles. So here's handles we made earlier. I know that's very short and that don't work, but that was literally just to get through that big piece there. You would have seen me running around with that and then going at it after with the blade. So far so good. I'm going to continue, get all that cleaned up and get all those spot welds drilled out. That is enough for the time lapse. It is getting a bit tedious. The spot weld drill has gone blunt and we have run out. So Chris is going to try and sharpen one up for me because I've got quite a few. I am only going to go to here for a minute and then just cut through here just so that we can get this quarter off today. But as you can see, I did just cut through there and I've cut through there, and that is all released now. So literally I'm just going to chop through the bottom, come round here and try and get the rest of these few spot welds out. Once I get them out, we can then remove this quarter panel, and obviously the seal ones are quite hard to get to, so by leaving that little piece on there, we can cut down that, and I can get in there with a chisel and chop them off. So I'm going to crack on and do that off camera, otherwise it's going to be a video of sitting there all day watching time lapse, and I know that that's not good, so I'm just going to crack on. So very, very time consuming, that last little part there, guys, and just chiseling it off really, and getting to the spot welds. Down here we have boron steel, which quite a lot of you probably won't know what that is, but it's a lot tougher than normal steel, and trying to drill through it was just, I was never ever going to do it, so I ended up chiseling it off and then just cleaning up the spot welds. But mouse nest, I believe, inside the quarter panel. Hopefully it's not in here. But it's absolutely seeping, soaking wet, that, as you can see, and it stinks. So luckily we've got that one out of the other car, and you can see there's various other bits and pieces inside the door panel down there. I'm not sure how it got in, but yeah, little mouse living in that quarter panel there. But that is it now, it's off. I'm going to need to clean up the other quarter panel. I'll get Chris to do the measure and the cut, splice it in there. We get a couple of screws holding it in place, and then it will be just a case of really going around welding it up. So we'll be putting a weld through here. Obviously all these spot welds have got to go back on, all these spot welds here. Obviously a seam weld through here, again all the spot welds all around. This is only very thin tin here where it was dented, and as you can see, just literally a couple of tiny little taps. Sorry, warning. Started banging there, and it didn't actually intend to, but yeah, as you can see, I've just pulled that, and it all pretty much comes back exactly where it's meant to go. This piece here we have got on the other one, so I probably will drill that out when we get a better spot weld drill bit and remove that. If not, it can stay there, so it's not actually causing any problems. Let's come out the tripod. So you would have seen I actually cut the bottom of it off halfway through there, so now I am able to get in there and undo all of those spot welds and drop that off. But there's no damage behind it whatsoever. It was literally just that back end there, and as you can see, I just pulled that out by hand. So I'll get Chris to dolly that all up, put it all back exactly where it should be, and then you've got this tiny piece here. Again, as soon as he's got his hammer on it and his dolly, he'll get that bang on, and we'll test the light in it before we weld it up. So quite time consuming, and it was a lot of work, but it's off now, and I can make a start on preparing the new panel that's going to go on it. So it is the next day, and I'm going to start preparing this second-hand quarter panel to go on that car. So I've cleaned it up, and as you can see, there's quite a few spot welds to drill out, and there's 5 or 6 inside there, and then a few more down that end. But we have just had a good search, and I have found a nice new unused spot weld bit, so fingers crossed that should save the day. We have got 2 in there as well, as you can see. There's one just there, and there's another one just down there, so we'll have to get those. But all of these are done, and it is actually separated around here, so just those few on the bottom to do. Fingers crossed they come out reasonably easy. So I'll crack on and get that done off camera, otherwise it's just going to be quite a lot of time lapse. Actually thought that I was going to be out here for a couple of hours again, but very simple. I only missed the 1 spot weld there and the 2 in here, and as soon as I released them, it popped straight off. So that's very light now and flimsy. I'm going to get Chris to repair these little dents in it. We're going to pull this trim off, and then we're going to start mocking it up exactly where it needs to go. So So far so good. Hopefully we can get that on there today, get this straightened out and get it all screwed in there, all in place exactly where it should be. And that is pretty much the worst of the damage done now. All the rest of it, it's very, very simple stuff. And we seem to be getting quite a lot done in this video, so fingers crossed there won't be many left, and we'll have this one wrapped up. Actually, before I put this in a metal skip, I did mention it yesterday and I wanted to mention it again today, just because I didn't explain what it was. So basically this is just your internal skin, which is a normal piece of tin, and then obviously you have your external skin, which is your quarter panel, and then in the middle you have this boron steel, which is very, very tough, and that is the main structural strengthening part of the car. And we're not going to be moving this. I just literally, as you can see when I cut it off, I actually cut round it, because cutting through that you'll just knock your discs out, and also it knocks out the spot weld drill bit. So I'll just stand it up like that. That's basically the top of it. Obviously the outside skin has been removed, so there's actually 3 layers, and you can see there the thickness difference. So your internal skin is quite thin, then you've got this massive boron in the middle, and then obviously your outside skin goes on the outside. So for those of you that didn't know, I really did want to explain that bit. Me obviously yesterday mentioning the boron steel. I really didn't want to drag it out and keep cutting in and out. I wanted to crack on and really get to the bones of it and get as much of it done as we can. And as you can see now, that quarter panel is on there. The door gap in it is absolutely lovely. We've done no welding work on it yet. It's literally got a few screws holding it in place. There's one behind the back light. Also the little rubber bungs that the back light locks into here, the top one is broken. I ripped it getting it out, so I do need to get a little bung for that. The fuel flap is all back on there. I've chucked the bumper on there just to line it up and see what it looks like, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So now I'm going to move on and get this front wing swapped out. I am only going to temporarily chuck a couple of bolts in the wing that I'm just about to put on here, because I do need to whip it back off and base up just these inside edges, and I can't find the paint, so I must have it at home in the shed. I did order a spray can from Kent Paints, and I'm convinced that the other week when we got this car I bought it home, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's get on and get this wing swapped out. I think you would have to agree that is another cracking day's work. So the quarter panel is all sitting in situ and it is all clipped in. You can see Chris has put the clips on it earlier. They're on there, holding it all in place. And I've just chucked on that front wing. It is only on there temporary, and the bonnet is not shut. It literally took a couple of minutes using that ratchet. I swear by it, I haven't stopped going on about that now, but I'm going to put the link for that in the description. It really does cut the job in half. I've chucked that front wing on there that we got given, rested that on there. All seems to line up really, really nice. We've got a little dent here on the door. I will get Chris to dolly that out before it goes up the paint shop. So in the next video, Chris will be doing the welding. He'll weld up that seam for me, all the spot welds underneath, go around, do these 2 seams, all of the spot welds, down right the back, through the back light here. And I'm going to concentrate on repairing that front bumper. Well, I'm going to try and repair it. We still don't know if it's repairable, but that is the plan for the next video. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below on this. Looks like a bit of a patchwork quilt at the moment, I'm not going to lie. We've got grey, brown and black, but really is coming together, and the hard work is finished. There's no more hard work on this car. Once it's welded up and ground back, and I've done that front bumper, this is ready for the paint shop. We are also going to try and pull that dent out the side of the bonnet there and reuse that bonnet. If it comes out not too good, then we won't reuse it, and I will put another one, a spare one that I've got on there. But well happy with that at the moment. So not as hard as we first thought, and not as much work really. It is quite a lot getting involved, and there is a lot of drilling off. Drilling off that quarter panel was probably one of the longest jobs there, because it is quite time consuming. The bits go blunt and you have to stop, sharpen them up, and you know, try and go again with it. And then when you're trying to drill through that boron steel, it is just so difficult to do, and it just ruins the drill bits within doing 2 of the welds. So hopefully we know there's not a lot left to do. Chris is going to do that bit of welding and grinding up. I'm going to be repairing that front bumper, and then we'll be fitting it all up, putting all the bumpers on, doing the inside shut of the wing on the top and the bottom, doing the shut inside that door edge, and then that will be it. It will be going up to the paint shop. They'll be doing their bit on it. It will come back and we'll do one more video on it, which will be fitting the seat cover, having it valeted, snagging it, you know, and I'll be using it like I do all of the cars. Like that silver Ford Focus, I've now probably done in excess of sort of 400 miles in it. Since I got it back on the road, I taxed it and I've been using it. I ought to really be advertising it and selling it, but that's another story. I hope that the updates on the Cosworth and the Land Rover really have been quite helpful and answered a few of your questions. Chris has checked the tracking number and the new welding mask is due to be here Saturday. So fingers crossed we can get back on that next week. For the little sneak peeks throughout the day, I know I do keep forgetting to say them. It's salvage rebuilds, and we do put out little sneak peeks every day. Check out the merchandise, the link is in the description. If you do enjoy the video, please do give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it and it shows your appreciation. The link for the ratchet I've put down in the description. Quite a few of you do keep asking about that and I genuinely couldn't be without it now. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.